Typical Tech. Typical Tech.
It's a touchdown, Red Raiders.
Fantastic.
Lubbock and leave it.
And they hail from Lubbock, Texas.
That's pure Texas Tech. Hello and welcome to another edition of Typical Tech. I'm Robert Giovanetti, your host. Thank you so much for joining us on Memorial Day week. Hope everyone had a hello and welcome to another edition of Typical Tech. My name is Robert Giovanetti. I'm your host. Typical Tech brought to you by Jayford Pros, proud partner of Texas Tech Athletics. When it comes to roofing, construction, and plumbing, don't settle for anything but the best. Contact Jayford Pros, the best solution for your home or business. So it's a very unique episode this week of Typical Tech. We have a joyful moment. We've got a sad moment here on this week's show, and joyful in that we're going to talk to Krista Gerlich, the new head coach of Lady Raider basketball. Krista, obviously one of the all-time great players at Texas Tech, but that doesn't do her justice as a head coach. Also been very successful for 7 years at West Texas A&M and 7 years at UT Arlington before coming here to join the Lady Raider program. It was a pretty joyful homecoming this week for Krista, and so we'll get to talk to Krista. And we also lost a great Red Raider last week in Tommy McBay, and football won't be the same without Tommy. And he has been a fixture at Texas Tech since the Spike Dike days here in Lubbock. And Tommy's one of those kind of people that leaves you better than he found you. And he had thousands of best friends. And so we want to celebrate a little bit about Tommy, as sad as it's going to be. We'll talk to Joel Fulani, Texas Tech receivers coach. And Joel played here at Texas Tech when Tommy, obviously with Tommy here, and Tommy was a good mentor to him. And then Joel came back to Tech as a coach on Coach Wells' staff and knows Tommy professionally as well. So a little bit later, we'll hear from Joel Fulani. But we want to first get to Krista, and it's also going to bring us to this week's trivia question. As Krista talked about the field goal attempts and three-point shots she put up at Texas Tech. Talk about Typical Tech. Her name is hanging from the rafters, or her maiden name is. Krista, what kind of whirlwind week has this been for you?
Man, it has been crazy, but so fun. It's just been a mile a minute. I am certainly operating off of adrenaline, and it's just been a lot of fun, so welcoming from so many people, but it's been life-changing. It's certainly been life-changing and for our entire family, and that's what's great about it, but that's also what's hectic about it right now. But I'm just so thankful for the opportunity and so excited to be here. And I literally have hit the ground running and so thankful to be able to talk about Texas Tech already, to our recruits. Super excited about that.
Hey, before we really get into the depth of this, so you mentioned something at the press conference. You said you mentioned the style of offense, and you said, hey, I might be the all-time three-point field goal attempt leader at Texas Tech. So it made me go to the record books to look. And I don't know if you've heard or not, but you're actually fourth all-time in
we got some shot takers before me, huh? Some shot
three-point
takers.
field goal all after you. Renee Hannibut, Noelle Johnson, and Natalie Ritchie all had – but you're fourth there. But how about this? You're also third in field goal percentage, three-point field goal percentage. So that's pretty good. You made a lot of the ones you put up there.
Well, and I did not mention that yesterday. I just said that I took a lot of shots. I did not add that next, line on there. But I actually didn't really realize what my percentage was until just a couple of years ago, because I was talking about it with some of my teams, and just about how high percentage, what a good percentage is. And I said, if you can shoot 40% from the 3-point line, like that's pretty good. And I went back and looked at my little playing card, and I was shooting 44% in my senior year. I was like, dang, I was a shot maker. I wasn't just a shot taker.
So it's pretty good. And you're 13th all-time scorer in Texas Tech, and you probably would have been higher, but you played with a pretty high scorer in Cheryl Swoops. So pretty good. So great career. And now you're back and everyone's happy. And I know you're thrilled. And one of the things I found interesting in the press conference, I was trying to watch your team. And I feel like they're happy and they're excited. And what's the feel been like for, 24 hours, 48 hours with a new group of girls?
Yeah, that's a lot for them. It's a lot. They've been through a lot over the last couple of weeks. Obviously a couple of years. But I just tried to really reach out to them quickly so that they could just start feeling, some normalcy and just feel like they're going to be okay. So I had some great conversations with them before the press conference. And then currently right now I'm meeting with them one-on-one. So I've met with about half of them so far. I've been getting great feedback. They are just ready to go. They are ready to play basketball. They are ready for some normalcy. I mean, and that's what we're all looking for. You put this in the middle of a pandemic as well. And these kids have been through a lot, and it's just been so unnormal. So their attitudes have been awesome. They've been excited. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to having our first team meeting with everybody that wants to be here, knowing they're going to be here. And so I'm really looking forward to that moment.
If you look at your coaching record and you got a lot of skins on the wall now, a lot of 21 seasons, a lot of conference championships, a lot of coaching awards. And so we could see why Texas Tech was interested in you, besides just the fact you were a great player here. There's more to it than just bringing home a favorite daughter in this case. And you mentioned this too. I want to ask the players why they chose Texas Tech. So I'm going to ask you, what was it about, hey, okay, I know you've been interested in the past with this. What about it with Texas Tech said, yes, this is where I want to be?
As the job?
Yeah.
As the job? Absolutely. First of all, I've grown up in West Texas. And so, I've known Texas Tech for a really, really long time. And whenever you experience it, whenever you go to your college, those are some of your best times of your life. And those were some of the best times of my life. I certainly am not going to say it was the time of my life because, I married a wonderful husband. I've had wonderful kids. We've done some really great things, since we've left Texas Tech. But my college career was just a great experience. And that doesn't mean that I didn't have some ups and downs. I mean, I had some moments. In fact, my freshman year, I was going home. That semester, I was going home. And but I can share that with my players and it's time management, it's stress, it's you're not getting to play as much as you think you should play when you're a freshman. It's all of those things added together. So everybody goes through that. But I just when I had an opportunity to want to come back to Texas Tech and coach, it's because of the great things that I experienced. I experienced the fan support. I experienced the love for women's basketball. And I know there's some great loves for men's basketball and for football and for baseball but West Texas has a great love for women's basketball, and that is hard to find. So when your heart is somewhere, it's easy to sell it. And that really is why I wanted to come back, is because my heart has always been at Texas Tech. And I want to come back and sell that to others and to give those girls that same, not only the players that experience, but I want to give West Texas that love for women's basketball again.
Yeah, I think it's pretty exciting, and it's funny. I was just looking at the sales report and season ticket sales yesterday. We had a little spike in Lady Raiders season ticket sales, and so I know fans are excited, and you can be able to sell that. And you talked about selling it to West Texas players yesterday, but you've been at UT Arlington. You've got recruiting contacts all over the state, and this is a message, right? You can talk about in Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, also, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, everywhere across the nation. Let's just face it. Because of Chris Beard and the things that they did 2 years ago, people know what the double T is, and that's a big, big thing. Like, people need to know what the double T is across the nation. So we can sell that. We can absolutely sell that. And I'm just going to say it, and I believe I can say this, but we got our first commitment last night, and that's because of the double T. It's because of the double T, and we came here. So I'm super excited about that. And I think that it's just a matter of being able to reach those people now and get them on campus. Anybody that we can get on campus, I think we can sell it, because you just got to experience it.
What were your thoughts of the Womble facility when you saw it?
Oh my goodness. I was blown away. Absolutely blown away. It's state of the art. It is so player friendly. We will be, you can't walk into that facility and think, well, basketball must not be very important here. Because it is amazing. And it's just going to, obviously help our recruiting, but it's going to help our players. I mean, they're going to have access to a gym at any time. And that's where I feel like you really have to make sure that you can continue to tell recruits, like, look, the reason that you're here, the reason that you're a Division I basketball player is because you've spent a lot of time on your game. And so you can't go to college and quit spending time on your game. And when you have a facility like that, they want to spend time in that facility on their game. And that's just going to help us so much.
First two people at the press conference yesterday, we had to have a different press conference because it was Zoom. So your team obviously got to come in. But the first two people that were there early in their seats was one of your greatest influences. I would imagine, well, both great influences, but as a coach, your mom and your dad were there, and they were there early. And I know your dad was a coach, and now they live in Ransom Canyon. And I was talking to your mom about, gosh, it's going to be so much easier to go to the games now instead of driving all the way to Arlington. But when you looked out at them yesterday, was it hard not to get emotional and think about all that, your relationship and all that now that is encompassed by them being here?
Oh my gosh. In fact, right when I started, I was very concerned about becoming emotional throughout the whole thing. And right when I started, I glanced at my mom and saw big tears. And I immediately was like, oh, do not look that direction. Do not look that direction. So I did not look over there again until I started talking about them. And then of course I got emotional when I started talking about them, but I just, you can't imagine the support that I get from them. And I mean, they are my biggest fans, and I'm so excited that they actually can just drive about 5 miles into a game instead of, a couple 100 miles.
I know that time has changed, and typically you see coaching changes in the spring, right? And then you've got all summer and everything. And we're on an expedited schedule now because you're here. School starts next Monday. Is that a positive when you look at it, or is it you wish you had more time to maybe get to know the players before you start seeing them on the floor?
Well, so this is kind of interesting, and I actually had forgotten about it until I was talking with Kirby and Tony just about the timeline of how quickly this has to happen. When I was hired at West Texas A&M, my first day was September 4th.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I've done this before. And you know what? It worked out great. So, you know what? I actually work better under pressure. I work better with a time frame. Yeah, of course, I'd like to have more time just to not feel so rushed and everything. But that's okay. I mean, it is what it is, and we've got to keep dealing with it. And really, it just probably makes us put more importance and more focus on those relationships and really getting them out. And that's why it's the first thing I did. It's the first thing I wanted to do is meet with them. So that's why I have over 500 unread text messages on my phone right now. And
they'll be mad at you, right?
And they won't go away because, like, I'll answer them and then they answer me back. They're like, oh, I can talk to her. And so they start answering me back. I'm like, no, stop. I'm trying to make the number go down. But I do want to make sure I say that everyone that's reaching out to me, it is so humbling and overwhelming. And I just thank them so much. And I will get to them. I promise.
You can't read too much into a press conference, I don't think, one way or the other. And, everyone always talks about a coach winning a press conference when they come in. So I temper that with what I'm about to say. But, I sat in that room yesterday. I told Kirby this last night. I said, it just felt like you could just feel it was right person, right time, right, all those things. I know you said that. But did you kind of feel that too? Like there was kind of there's a good vibe in that room yesterday, I thought, with you, and your staff was there and the players were there.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's my goal. I mean, to be quite honest, every room I walk into, I want there to be a good vibe, because I walked into it. I mean, that's what I tried to tell the girls. Like, I'm going to try to find a positive point of every situation. And that's just how I live my life. I mean, there's a lot to be said about mentality. There's a lot to be said about attitude and things like that. And I choose to be happy, and I choose to be joyful, and I choose to be positive. And so, I felt like yesterday it was great. I thought, it was a little bit nerve wracking when you first walk in and there's the team and the masks, and I understand it, but that's been tough because I want them to see my smile. I want to see their smiles. I think that's super important, but I thought that once that ice was broken a little bit, that got better. And then I thought the press conference went really, really well. I was really pleased, and I was nervous, and I was, emotional, but it was fun. It was a great day.
Yeah, I thought it was funny though. Before you told your mom she looked like Hannibal Lecter with her mask on. So.
She did. It was kind of interesting. Yeah. I'm kind of glad she doesn't know who that is.
Yeah, she was like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
I look behind you and all those accolades for the program on the wall behind you, and I know you're going to be driven to get the program back to that spot. And I know the fans are just, you mentioned it, this is one of the few places in the country, I think, that people will really come out and really support this. And so what is kind of your overall message to people? I mean, the program has been through some really tough times over the last few years. What's your message to people maybe on the fence? Like, hey, do I want to get back in? Do I want to buy back into Lady Raider basketball?
Yeah. Well, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, my message is going to be like every time my message is going to be is to come see it, come see it for yourself. And I can promise you this, if they'll come and watch us, they're going to get hooked because of how hard we play. And then they're going to get hooked because they're going to know our kids. I'm going to get our kids out in the public. I'm going to get them, we're going to invite people in. I mean, it's so important for them to build relationships. And when you know somebody, you're more invested in it, I mean, I did. I learned that from Coach Sharp. I mean, she absolutely did that when we were coaching and when I was playing for her. And the key to that, to me, I want Lady Raider Nation to be connected so that they want to come and watch us play. And so I know that they will when they see, I mean, the biggest compliment that people can give me is how hard my teams play. And so that's what they're going to enjoy watching. And then the success is going to come. But I do want to send this message out. And I said it in my press conference yesterday, and I said it to the girls, but I'm saying it to Lady Raider Nation too. It's going to take time and it's going to be difficult, right? But it's going to be worth it. And I just would ask to look for the positives that you're seeing, because this is a tough league, man. Big 12 is tough. That's no joke. And it's going to take us a little while to really get, our philosophy in and the way that we do things. The kids have been great, but they're going to have to buy in to what we're selling. And it's going to take us some time to really build that up. But I do think we can do it. And I do think we can do it quickly because of the kids that we're going to recruit and some of those, the way that we're going to recruit them.
We put you through a whirlwind the last couple of days, video, pictures, press conferences, more pictures, talking to people. Have you had a chance to hit you yet to go, wow, I'm finally here and the head coach?
No, I don't think it really has, except I had a moment yesterday when Elise took me downstairs to do some video, to do some photo shoots, pictures, whatever. And I walked out into the court and she said, just walk out there, just walk out to the center court. And that gave me some chills. That got my heart racing, got some tears in my eyes, and just looked around because I never played in that building.
Right.
I coached in that building, but I've never played in that building. And, but I do know that we helped build that building. Right. So to be able to come back and coach in it now as the leader of the program, it's going to be teary-eyed right now. I mean, that's when it's going to be, I can't imagine the first day that I walk out in that game, that's going to be like. But yeah, I'm going to have some aha moments, definitely.
Well, hopefully, again, I hope we're playing in November. I hope that we don't get pushed back. I hope all those things happen because I know so many people are excited you're here. People are going to see a lot of you, right? I was thinking that yesterday when you're standing up there with the microphone. She's going to be doing a lot of these speaking engagements. And so I know you're ready for that too. Yeah.
I am. I love it. And I want to. I want to be out there. I want to be seen. I want to be accessible. I am West Texas, and West Texas is friendly, and we're open, and we're honest, and transparent, and all those things, and we're authentic and genuine. And that's what I want to be. And I can't wait to see everybody and just, rekindle all these relationships and friendships that I've had too.
Yeah, I think I told you when I walked in the first time I saw you, I said, you don't know how happy I am to see you in this room. And I think you're going to have thousands of fans feel that same way when they come to the arena this fall. So thank you for taking time today. I know you got all kinds of things going on. So thanks for taking time with us. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we'll look forward to seeing you.
Okay.
We'll see you soon. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Schaefer Roofing Pros.
knowing that your communities have turned to J. Ferg Roofing Pros to roof your schools, churches, and hospitals. You'll find comfort at home living under a J. Ferg roof. If you want a quality roof from a local company who will be here after the storm chasers are gone, call J. Ferg Roofing Pros today. Don't just get a roof. Choose a J. Ferg roof.
The best solution for your business or your home. J-Ferg Roofing Pros.
We're now happy to be joined by Texas Tech receivers coach Joel Filani, and Joel, who obviously also played here at Texas Tech. And Joel is excited, we all are, that football is on and moving forward, and we're excited about that. That really just tough news about Coach McBay.
You know, and it was too tough. You know, it was one situation like you weren't even ready for it, and kind of came out of nowhere, and it was just so sad.
What's it just like around the office, just like on a day like today when I mean, I know we've all been away because of COVID, but Tommy had such a presence around everyone.
And that's the thing. He just, you know, you walk by his office, you know, it's, you know, we got flowers there. It's just a somber mood, you know. For the first couple of days, this wasn't the same, you know. And you know, his energy, his love, it just everything was off.
Do you remember when you came here as a player? Do you remember first meeting T-Mac?
I do. So like I said, when you come in as a freshman, T-Mac's one of the first guys you meet. And he's one of the guys the whole time you're here, he stays connected with you and stays, you know, remembering who you are and showing love, and you get to know him, you know, as a good dude. And so it's, you know, I was telling guys I've known him half my life. And so it's just one of those, like, it's sad.
What kind of impact can a guy like that have on some of these guys who are far from home and looking for some friendly faces?
Yeah, he can have every impact he can, because that's the biggest thing. We're all far from home. We're all, you know, trying to figure it out. And, you know, he's kind of just a bright light, kind of making it easy, kind of diffusing situations, kind of making it just a homely feel, you know. And so, you know, you can always go to Tommy, talk about anything you need to talk about, and he's just there for you and kind of makes everyone feel good about themselves.
Obviously, as a guy who's been on, you know, worked with different coaches, does that speak a lot to Tommy, the fact that he kind of lasted through, when you think of, I mean, could you get any different from Spike to Mike to Tuberville to Cliff and now to Coach Wells?
And that's the thing, you know, he's got 9 lives, you know, he can adjust and he can adapt, you know, because like I said, those personalities are totally different, you know, and he was the constant, you know, and so that just speaks volumes for him and how they think he's a value.
You remember just when you came back, getting to see him again? Just, I mean, what was that like for you? Like, you've gone and you're working, and then you come back, and now here he is on staff.
Right. And so I had seen Tommy since I, you know, initially left, when I left play here. You know, Tommy and I, we started kind of stayed in contact, and then I'd seen him a couple conventions, a couple different places. And so it was always good to see him. But then when you come back here and you're with him day to day, it's like you never missed a beat. You know, he's just the same guy he was then 20 years ago. And so it's like the guy was timeless. And he was still, you know, able to show love to everybody and just have that great juice.
You know, I was telling somebody the other day that the great thing about Tommy is, like, everyone you talk to said, hey, man, I had a special relationship with Tommy. And it's true, right? I mean, he had that ability to make us all feel like we had kind of a special deal with him.
Right. And that's what's special about him. He really did. Like I said, everybody had a story to where they felt like Tommy was their guy. And that to me is huge. You know, like I said, you know, he remembered things about people. He always went out of his way to show love to somebody. And so, like I said, people just appreciate that.
How's the team handling this news? Do you think the impact is lost on them as far as what this means to the program?
No, you know, Matt's done a good job as far as obviously remembering. We had a little ceremony thing, and, you know, obviously, you know, we'll have a ceremony for this Saturday. And so he's never forgotten. You know, it's one of those deals like it's on the front of everyone's mind right now. And then obviously, you know, hopefully we can have some closure and just kind of, you know, cry a little bit, laugh a little bit, just kind of celebrate his life here this Saturday. But he'll never be forgotten. You know, we're going to do make sure that he never is forgotten here and that he stays in the front of everyone's mind.
Hey, we're going to get back before we finish up, but just how do you feel right now about your guys after being back? Do you feel good about your unit and where you think where you guys' strengths and weaknesses are?
Receiving core?
Yeah.
I feel great about it. You know, like I said, we're young and talented. And so, you know, we can't say inexperience is going to be a problem, but, you know, you take your lumps with that, but we got talent. And so I'm pleased. Obviously today we get in pads, so it'll be good to kind of see when real football gets out there.
How are you about handling all do you just try to stay away from the news, or do you, I mean, because it's been so tenuous a week ago, probably a lot of us would have thought we're not going to play, and I'm glad we're playing now. How have you handled it just mentally?
You know, me personally, like I said, I'm kind of a homebody, so I don't really, I'm here or I'm at the house with the family, so I'm not really doing too much in between. And so it's kind of easy for me to kind of that, with the young fellas, it's harder. Obviously, they got a more active life and they're doing a lot more different things. And so you just got to stay disciplined with it. Obviously, it could take 1 or 2 guys and kind of, with the close contact and everything, it take out 10, 15 guys just from one person. So we're asking them to be disciplined and kind of be special just to try and save that season. And so right now it's been good. Obviously, school comes back here in a little bit, and so it'll be telling. Hopefully we can kind of get it going.
Yeah. Do you feel like that your guys came back in good shape? Not just your receiving guys, but when you saw the team, were you thinking, hey, these guys? Yeah, I was listening to people talking about the professional guys. You could tell the guys who took it seriously during the break and worked out. Can you kind of see that line in your guys?
Ain't no doubt. Like I said, I think for the most part, Scholes and his whole staff did a great job as far as making, individual workouts for these guys. And individual workouts for these guys and made sure that everyone had a specific workout tailored to them. And so they came back for the most part in good shape. And you can tell, like I said, no one's really getting hurt. Everyone's still kind of rocking and rolling. So that was encouraging to see they were doing what they're supposed to be doing.
How you feel about what's going to feel like for you September 12th? Hey, we're on the field. We're playing again back. I mean, how's that going to feel?
It'll be bittersweet, obviously with the COVID, the Jones will be rocking like it usually is. Right. And so that'll be bittersweet, but it's awesome to get back on the field. I had a couple buddies who aren't playing, so it'll be good to get out there competing, playing against a different opponent and, trying to go get some wins.
I want to finish up with talking a little bit more about Tommy. Do you have, thinking back, and I know you've got a lot of them, do you have a favorite kind of Tommy memory that you'll look back on?
I had posted a little thing, after my last senior, we played the Inside Bowl, right? And so after the game, I got to see Tommy, and, we embraced each other and gave a big hug. And just proud, I think there was a moment there at the end of my career here. And then, after my sophomore year at the what bowl was that? Holiday Bowl, same type deal. I had a decent game, and it kind of sprung my career. And, he was just there. And it was like, because we had many talks before that, I'd been inconsistent. And he was just there, and it was good to kind of embrace in that moment of success and just like, what, this is what we talked about. And now here we are.
He was a pacer on the sideline, right? He was nervous and pacing on the sideline. It's not going to be the same, is it, not seeing him down
No, there? He definitely didn't hide his emotions. And so, that kind of stuff it's always good to see that genuine out of people, We all kind of have our stoic face like it's all good. It's always not letting you know. So it'll be missed.
All right, Joel. Appreciate it, man. I know you guys got a lot going on. Appreciate taking time. Good luck this season. We'll see you soon.
I appreciate it, brother.
So thanks, Joel. Again, the memorial for Tommy McBay will be Saturday at the United Supermarkets Arena. I want to thank Krista Gerlich as well for all that she did for us today, because she is swamped with, as you heard her talk about, 500 text messages, trying to talk to her players, trying to meet with her team, trying to do all these different things. And she carved out a little time for us today. So thank you for that. If you were able to this weekend, tune in to watch the memorial for Tommy McBay. I don't know more to say about that. Tommy had a unique ability to everyone I've talked to about Tommy and has said that I had such a special relationship with Tommy. And you realize that's a skill. That's a skill for somebody to have. And I asked one of my colleagues the other day, I said, can you imagine a season without Tommy McVay on the sideline? And you can't, but we're going to have a chance to experience it this year. But Tommy's great Red Raider. He is what emboldens and exemplifies typical Tech. We'll miss Tommy, but appreciate all he did for us here at Texas Tech. For next time, I'm Robert Giovanetti. Thanks again to Krista Gerlich. Thank you again to Joel Filani. This has been Typical Tech. It's Typical Tech. Typical Tech.
It's a touchdown, Red Raiders.
Fantastic.
Lubbock and leave it. And they hail from Lubbock, Texas.
That's pure Texas Tech.
This season, Texas Tech is switching to all mobile ticketing. That's right. Season tickets, mini plans, and single game tickets for all Texas Tech football, men's basketball, women's basketball, and baseball events are now mobile. So what does this mean for you? Convenience. Because your tickets will be stored on your mobile device, you no longer need to worry about receiving or printing physical copies of your tickets. This new process eliminates the need to coordinate meeting times for ticket distribution by allowing you the flexibility of easily transferring your tickets from your mobile device to the personal device of friends or family. So arriving to the game at different times is no longer a problem. Eliminating the costs of printing physical tickets allows us to put more resources into enhancing both the student-athlete and fan experience. Prior to arriving to the stadium on game day, be sure to check your Apple Passbook or Google Pay and confirm tickets have been added. On game days, all you'll need is your phone, your physical parking pass, and of course that Raider Power Spirit. If you have any questions, feel free to contact support in the Texas Tech Ticket Office at 806-742-TECH or visit texastech.com/mobile ticketing.